Okay. So when you went out what time did you get up and go out and check on him again this morning?
I don't know offhand. It was early when the sun was first coming up.
Okay. Was he panting and stuff at that time too? Was he drinking any water?
Well, he wasn't drinking any water. He wasn't panting too much, but he couldn't get up.
Still hasn't.
This Karen had the audacity to tie her dog up on the balcony in the scorching heat, which resulted in the dog's death. The cops quickly rushed to the location.
Thank you. Joliet Police.
Hi, I'm Detective Reed. How are you?
Detective Reed, Officer Koza. So you ended up taking him?
I took him in, yes.
Okay.
And he basically has a lot of hip problems because he's a lab. He was having trouble getting up.
Okay.
He used to get up on the couch in my bed all the time. He's a loving dog. I love him, and I had him for 9 years. But, it just slowly kind of got worse.
Yeah, so you're Carrie, right?
Yeah.
How do you spell your first name? And you are the sole owner of Bear, correct?
Well,
You take care of him? What's the day-to-day ownership?
well, yeah. She was paralyzed. She came here to live. She didn't live that long here. She brought her 2 dogs and cat. So basically, the cat died on the couch. The dog died. Bear was the last one.
How long ago was that she passed away, your friend?
2016.
2016. So you've had Bear ever since. It's basically what we were kind of talking about earlier. So you've taken care of him since then. Okay. And what happened last night? How did he end up, back out there?
Well, he always goes in and out. Okay, I put him on the leash. He was having problems and he couldn't get in. Okay.
Were you walking him?
No, I used to walk him. Now I don't anymore.
Do you have a tie out there
Yes.
for him? Okay, so you tie him out. Okay.
Yes, and I go out there with him.
Okay. All right, so you had him on a tie out. So you let him out to go potty, do his thing, just on a tie out, right?
Well, right, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was just kind of getting. The morning was fine. He gets up.
What time was that you took him out yesterday?
Well, he goes in and out all the time. He wakes me up
What was
at
the
like
last?
5:30.
What was the last time when he actually went down and he couldn't get up? Was he outside all day yesterday?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, yeah.
It was
What was
like
the last
9 o'clock.
Okay, so he walked out there, or you tied him out at 9 o'clock?
No, he goes with me, and it takes him a little bit to get out there, but
Okay.
he waits till I leash him, and then we go out. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so you tied him out about 9 p.m. Okay, approximately. And then, did you come back inside after that? Is that what happened?
I was going in and out to see. I was giving him some water. I was seeing if he wanted a treat. He ate one of those. He'd get up with his front legs, but he wouldn't do anything with his back.
Okay. All right. Anybody in here ask about him? Anybody in the townhome ask or say, "Hey, can I help you"?
No.
Nobody. Okay. All right. So you didn't contact the police department, us, fire department, anybody?
I called the police
time?
department, and the police department said, I need help getting my dog in so he doesn't get hot. And they said, well, because I was afraid he was going to snip because he's been so out there and getting in pain. And they said, well, we can't do that because if he nips you, then it nips us.
And what time did you call the police department at? I'm assuming Joliet Police Department.
Shortly after I couldn't, yeah.
So shortly after 9 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, I just need to get all the information. Okay. Does he have a veterinarian that he normally goes to that you take him to, or when was the last time he went to the vet?
Because he can't get in my car anymore. He hasn't gone probably maybe 6 months or so, 8 months.
Okay.
But
Who's the vet?
He's in Manhattan. They've switched vets, so it used to be Dr. Wild, but now it's somebody else.
Manhattan. Do you know the name of the vet?
And not offhand.
Who was the old vet?
It was Dr. Wild, but he retired.
Wild.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So about 6 to 8 months he hasn't seen him. Okay. Was he on any kind of medication for hips or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. How did you end up calling us this morning? What made you call us?
Well, I needed some help. I was walking around, but everybody was gone for work. I called because he was going to call me to see how he did.
Okay. So when you went out what time did you get up and go out and check on him again this morning?
I don't know offhand. It was early when the sun was first coming up.
Okay, was he panting and stuff at that time too? Was he drinking any water?
Well, he wasn't drinking any water. He
Okay.
wasn't panting too much, but
Okay.
he couldn't get up.
Still hasn't moved. Okay. And then you called us. I have about 9:20ish, I think. 9:20 this morning. You called. Okay. All right. And then once we got here, which was right around about 10 o'clock, after we picked
I
him
went
up
right
and
to
put him.
the-
Okay, we put him in your car, and then you took him right to Animal Medical Center in Plainfield. Okay. And then when you got there, what did you say to him? What did you
They
tell
knew
them?
that I called.
Okay,
and they
you had called
knew,
them
so
prior?
I walked in and
Okay.
I said I called earlier, and I said you guys said that you'd come and get him. I have my dog in the car.
Okay.
So they came out, they put him on.
The stretcher.
Yeah, the
at
stretcher.
Animal Med- And then when you went in, what did you verbally, say to them?
Well, no,
Did they know why you were there? Did you say why you were there?
Yeah,
Okay,
when I
what-
called earlier.
Okay, and what did you tell them when you had called earlier why you were bringing him in?
The whole situation, that he was not using his back legs, just
Okay.
his front,
Okay,
and he wouldn't get up. But I
Okay.
said he's got lumps, he's got arthritis, he's older, he's probably 14, 15 years old.
okay, all right. Did you mention anything about him being out since like 9 o'clock last night
I
till
did,
this morning?
yes.
Okay. And then, so you went there, they obviously took his temperature. The temperature was 110, which I did call there. You told me that, obviously. You'd have the paperwork too, I was thinking.
Yeah, but you're gonna make a copy, right? Because I want it.
Yeah, I actually, let me just see what you got here. And then I can tell you what I need, what I don't need, because I did
No,
get
but-
some of the
So
stuff
they
from
said this
them.
is my copy. And
Yeah,
I
I already
want it.
I don't have this one. I can just take a picture of it, actually. And then you ended up leaving him there, the body there, correct?
Yeah, they're going to go through their euthanasia people for cremation.
Okay.
Or crematory.
Okay, so did you pay to get him cremated also?
Not yet, because that's a different company.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so, what we're going to do now is, because of the situation, we really want to know and make sure that it was, the heat stroke that actually got him, make sure it wasn't anything else for you. And we'll go there. We will pick up the body from them. We do have a cremation service that I can give you the information for that. But like I said, we really want to know what's going on with him to make sure, that it was the heat stroke. It wasn't, cancer.
Well,
It wasn't anything else like that.
Yeah, no, he basically said with heat stroke, they could do some treatments and stuff like that, but a lot of times they stay in the hospital for 6 days to watch them, and most of the time it's very slim that they come out. A lot of times they just pass.
He was in,
So I said, he's had a good life. He was my great dog. I'll love him forever, but I don't like, I've had dogs before when I was married too. We had to put down a couple other dogs. When they can't get up, you don't want them in pain. I'm a
Right.
nurse, so I don't want to see him suffer.
Okay, we are going to pick him up from there. I just need you to sign over his body, just so that we can send him off without having to go through, hoops and whatever before we do that. So no matter what, we're going to send him off. As of right now, we are investigating this, obviously. That's why the police department is here. That's why we're back here. That's why we, are getting all this information. We want to make sure that Bear is, that we know what happened to him. That if it was cancer, it was cancer. More than likely, they're going to say heat stroke because he had 110. Obviously, we know that. But what else is going on with him? Okay. And he's 9 years old, right? Is he lab mix of anything?
I had him for 9 years.
Oh, so he's even older than that.
Yeah, he's probably 14 or 15.
14 to 15.
She got him from a shelter, so I don't know how old he was from there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Does he have a microchip, do you know? We can always scan him.
I know the other dog did. I don't know if this one did or not.
Okay, all right, so he probably does too. I would
Possibly.
assume.
Okay, so like she said now, and for these cases, unfortunately, we have to do an investigation. We have our own animal cruelty unit. You probably, I don't know if you've seen on the patch run on, but we take these incidents very seriously.
No, I'm sure you do. He's been, and even, I could have my friend, but he's in Louisiana. He knows how much I loved him and how much I spoiled him. He was a spoiled dog, and I loved him to death.
For sure, but unfortunately in this incident, I mean, like she just said, he had a temperature of 110, which is outrageous, and he was, you know, like there's heat stroke, he probably should have been inside, correct?
Well, correct,
but this is the thing, as of right now, you are being placed under arrest, okay?
Oh, wait.
Put your hands behind your back, please. I don't want to make this we want to be obviously very gentle with you.
Karen got charged with aggravated cruelty to animals. She had to pay $15,000 in fines. And she had to spend 1 year in prison.